Now, you continue to see progress as Trade Minister on sanctions from China. What does the lifting of sanctions on barley and group travel mean? And wine, is there a prospect of a lifting of that sanction?
Look, I very sincerely hope so, Andrew. We've made it very clear that the template that we used for the lifting of tariffs on barley would be a suitable one for dealing with the wine issue. So we're prepared at any stage to suspend our World Trade Organisation application in respect of wine in return for an early re-examination by the Chinese of these 220% tariffs. Everything's been heading in the right direction since I met with my counterpart back in May. A whole host of minerals and products, food products, have now gone back into the Chinese market. But there's still more work to be done. We want to get wine back in. We want to get lobsters back in. A number of Australian meat producers can't get their products in. So there's still more work to be done. But I think those two decisions you've mentioned, the decision in respect of barley and the decision to give us favoured nation status for Chinese tourists to come to Australia, I think they're both pointing in the right direction.
The opposition seems to be saying the PM shouldn't go to China, as he's planning to this year, until Clennell is released. What do you make of those comments by Simon Birmingham?
Look, Simon's a nice guy, but when he was Trade Minister, of course, he had no communication with the Chinese government. In fact, when he rang his Chinese counterpart to complain about the tariffs on wine, they didn't pick up the phone. We've engaged with the Chinese government. We've continued to maintain our position on national security and national interest. But the way you solve these problems that we have in respect of our relationship with China is through discussion and dialogue. And that's why we've got to the point we've got at the moment. Obviously, the situation for Clennell is a heartbreaking situation. But every time I meet with or discuss matters with my counterpart, I raise the issue. I know the Foreign Minister does, and I know the Prime Minister does. So we're not into a transactional relationship here with the Chinese. We want to continue the dialogue, and I fully support the Prime Minister in his plans, hopefully sometime this year, to visit China.